just first time you come here and see like parents driving with a little child on a motorcycle, no helmet. In my
Yeah,
country, you would go to jail for that. And here, it's
that is
okay.
very true. You would
That was
go
one of
to
the
jail
culture
for
shock.
that. We foreigners have all experienced this. What's up, Philippines? Welcome back to another video with your host Nelly. I am excited to see your smiling faces again. Today I am reacting to a video that is called "What was the culture shock you experienced in the Philippines?" I asked foreigners. So that is a very interesting video because I like to compare other people's reactions to mine when I came to the Philippines. Yeah, today I'm just jumping straight into this video to see what other people have to say. And let's go.
Exactly, yes. I shocked. Just we have been some places. It's
Moving here was a culture shock on its own. The environment is so different.
That's true.
Yes, first time I came here like 12 years ago, it was a big culture shock compared to Denmark because
Yeah.
I am from Denmark in Scandinavia, Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
How long have you been staying here?
I'm here for vacation every year for 3 months. I just came
Wow.
for Christmas and I'm going back again in late March.
I can definitely see that happening because it is freaking cold during December, January and February. It's dark, it's wet, it's not great. So it's just like good on you for just going on a vacation for like 3 months to the Philippines, to the tropics.
Have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Yes, first time I came here like 12 years ago, it was a big culture shock compared to Denmark
Yeah.
because everything is
imagine.
so different.
Why then for?
I mean, like just first time you come here and see like parents driving with a little child on a motorcycle, no helmet. In my
Yeah.
country, you would go to jail for that. And here, it's
That
okay.
is very true. You would
That was
go
one of
to
the
jail
culture
for
shock.
that.
I'm from Germany.
Okay, so how long have you been staying?
I'm now since 1 week here.
Okay.
So have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Yes, when I arrived, and see it's all different, and the traffic it's different, and there's lots of traffic different, and you have to take care.
The
that
traffic
you,
is crazy.
Get hit by a car when you're walking down the street.
Okay, I experienced this when I went back to the US. I was in LA and I was about to cross the road. And usually, you know, when I'm in the Philippines, I just walk. You just walk and you just hold up your hand and people will just stop if ever. Maybe sometimes not, but you kind of like just, you know, make your way through like to the other side. But in LA, when a car stopped, I literally just looked up and I was like, it was a reverse culture shock because I was surprised that people actually stopped for pedestrians. So, a little anecdote with Nelly.
I am from Belgium.
Okay, so how long have you been
Belgium.
3 weeks now.
So have
Nice.
you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Yes, I have. It's a lot different here than at home. A lot different, but in a good way. In a good way. So.
In a good way.
I'm from Turkey. Turkish. Yeah.
Emphasized
How
it.
long have you been staying here?
It has been 4 days, and just we came to Cebu 2 days before ago.
Okay, so have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Exactly, yes. I
Yes,
shocked.
yes.
Just we have been some places. It's some things 60 years before, and when you came here
60 years
to
ago.
Ayala or IT Park, we are it's passing 60 years. We are coming up to 60 years. So that is the one of the fact for Philippines.
I'm from China.
Interesting.
Okay, so how long have you been staying here?
More than 3 years, almost 4 years.
Wow.
Have
Okay.
you
Same
ever
like me.
experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
I feel here the weather is so nice and the people
Yes.
is so nice. So yeah,
Very
I like here.
hospitable.
I am from Las Vegas, USA.
Okay, so how long
Ooh.
have you been
Las
staying
Vegas.
I got into Manila in May of 2022, so I've been here, what is that, 7 months?
Okay. Wow. Staying long?
culture shock in the Philippines?
I was thinking about that. I don't think I've experienced culture shock. I've traveled a lot. I'm in my 30s now. Philippines is everybody speaks English, which makes it very easy.
Yeah.
And culture shock, no, it's very easy to get around. Everybody's very kind. There's really nothing bizarre here that I would consider culture shock.
Okay, I mean, this guy has been in the Philippines for quite some time. And I mean, yeah, there is like definition of culture shock, of course, where you're like, oh, this is like so different. But it can also be a culture shock in terms of, you know, small everyday things. I would say one of the culture shocks for me was just how hospitable the people are. They were so nice that I felt like people are up to something because they're too nice. So that was a culture shock for me, because in Austria you just don't go with strangers for beer that you just met on the street.
But it's very easy to get settled in and very easy to figure things out. So I would say that's no culture shock in the Philippines.
San Diego, California.
California!
Have you been staying here?
We've been here about 3 months now.
Wow, long term as well.
Culture shock in the Philippines?
Kind of, yes.
Kind of.
Just the efficiency, the way things work.
Yes, I agree.
Takes
I
a
agree.
little time to accomplish things.
It's called Filipino time.
About it. People are very friendly.
Yes, I agree.
Chicago, Illinois, America.
Wow, he looks like an American.
Almost 3 years.
Have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines? Culture shock.
How's my experience here? You're asking?
Yeah.
It's you know, you look around. It's a dirty environment. You know, it's a
Oh.
third world country, but you know, we're getting along. It's okay.
Oh
Make it
wow. Wait, what? Wow, he has been living there for 3 years, and I mean, if that is the one thing that bothers him the most, why even stay, bro?
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay, so have you ever experienced culture
I like her glasses and her hair.
Yes. The whole moving here was a culture shock on its own. The environment is so different.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like the food, that was another culture shock.
Okay.
And also like
How
the
come?
family settings,
Yes.
because like they have like close knitted families.
Very true.
Like you see like grown up kids still
With
living
the
with their
family,
parents because they
yeah.
like to stay close to each other. But unlike us in Nigeria, even at the age of 8, you're already in boarding school. So like we're raised to be independent.
Wow.
Like here,
So
they're
early.
independent, but they still like it's a close knit family, unlike us. So those were some of the things. Oh, even their schools, like it's a whole different thing from the way education is back at home
Yeah.
in Nigeria. So those are the
Interesting.
few culture shocks I experienced here in Philippines.
I'm from Germany.
See, like, even I traveled a lot in my life, there are still things that I consider as culture shock. That no matter where I go, no matter how used I am to like extreme differences, I always find culture shocks. Like, yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been staying here?
So
Like the
in Cebu, we are since 2 days here. Before we stayed 2 nights in Manila.
Okay, thank you. So have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, yes, in Manila, but
Yes.
in Cebu, not.
Not in Cebu.
People are very nice and friendly, and weather is very nice, and yeah, beautiful country.
I'm from Russia, bro.
Russia, bro.
Have you been staying?
2 months now.
Okay, so have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
There's a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot, you know, like just the food, the fact that people on the islands can't swim. There's the whole attitude towards white people. It's a lot, bro. It's not something you can fit into 1 minute. So yeah, there's a lot of different stuff.
Oh, hi. I'm from the
Interesting.
USA. I grew up in
Looks
Florida,
like he has a
Michigan,
story to tell.
and it's just like Cebu. It's beaches, sunny, and tourists.
Okay, thank you. So how long have you been staying?
I've been here about 3 or 4 years. I stopped in before COVID, but I've been
Wow.
visiting Cebu and Mactan for 30 years. I've lived in the region for that long. It's one of my favorite places.
Okay, thank
Nice.
you. So have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Actually, I've been to 63 different countries and lived
Nice.
in 9 different countries: Asia,
Wow.
Africa, Latin America. Philippines is the nicest, friendliest, most Christian place I've ever been in the world.
I
So
agree.
when you would get in culture shock is when you're here for a while, then go somewhere else to another country, then you miss the Philippines.
That is so true.
I
That
like
is
it
so
here.
well
It's one of my favorite
said.
places.
I have traveled to a lot of Southeast Asian countries as well, and when people say, "Oh yeah, like they're so friendly in Thailand, they're so friendly in Bali," and I'm like, "But have you been to the Philippines?" Because friendliness is like another level. it's just, I said it so many times, Filipinos are just so inclusive. They invite you to hang out with them straight away, introduce you to their family, ask you to come home with them, they cook food for you. It's just like you're just part of the culture, and it is one of the most beautiful things. They're very hospitable, very giving, very caring, very kind. So it's my favorite people in the world.
We are from Russia.
Okay, thank you. So, how long have you been staying here?
About half a year.
Okay, thank you.
So many are staying long term.
In the Philippines?
We're surprised that Philippines can get happiness from every moment, and
Yeah,
very
that's so
often
beautiful.
they sing songs, and it's really shocked me.
True. That was also a culture shock for me. Like people would just be very joyful
In
and
Russia, it is completely different.
sing.
People are not singing the songs when they are
And
working.
be like, have the inner child, unleash their
And we
inner
noticed
child. It
that,
was just
Filipinos people they almost started to celebrate Christmas when it was
September. Not almost. They
Yes,
started.
It's completely different, and we like it. We like it here.
We get used to smile often, more often than we did it usually.
Oh, that's so sweet.
our
They're
motherland.
adapting.
I am from Denmark.
Wow, so many people from Denmark.
I have been here in 3 weeks.
Okay, so have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Yes and no. Most things is like our countries. People are nice, helpful, and polite,
Nice people in Denmark.
accommodating, friendly, and some other things is a little bit different. The food is different.
Yeah.
The culture about women and men is different.
I did a video about
And,
that in a dating video. It will pop
buying,
up right here
and
if I don't
shopping
forget.
is different, and the traffic is very different.
The traffic is very
culture,
different
and
from
honking
Europe.
and using the honk in the car is different. So
Yeah, it's more like
and
toot
the
toot
pollution,
versus in Austria it's
many
like
cars.
toot.
This is also a kind of culture
Yeah,
shock for
true.
me.
Very true.
Yeah.
Pollution is really bad.
From Switzerland.
Okay, thank you. So, how long have you been staying here?
I in the Philippines. So this time I'm here since roughly 1 month.
1 month. Good time.
Have you ever experienced culture shock in the Philippines?
Culture shock.
He has to think. He has to think.
Well,
Not
actually not that much.
that much. Okay. It's very different from
places
Switzerland,
like,
but
let's
no
say
culture shocks.
India or so. There's more culture shock. The culture shock effect is much higher there. Philippines, yeah, I think it's quite a bit of Western culture, so it's probably rather close. to
Yeah,
my
that's
culture.
a valid point.
Not much culture shock, yeah.
Okay, so it is a valid point. Most of the foreigners said there's not much culture shock, but you mustn't forget that it is strongly influenced by the US. So even when I came to the Philippines and I just experienced, okay, everybody's just speaking English, that's so familiar to me. Or for example, you know, it's like how malls are built, and it's just like, it's so many things that are so familiar or so similar to where I come from. Well, actually no, the malls in the Philippines are just like huge. And like they have the craziest malls in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in the province. So that is for itself a culture shock for me, you know? But yeah, once again, I think it's what you define for yourself as a culture shock. If you want to go for the crazy extremes, yeah, of course, I can think of countries like, for example, Cambodia was very extreme culture shock for me. But yeah, some people just, you know, just take the small things like the upbringing, how they are with family, how the school system works, like even small things like traffic. So yeah, I believe that is a valid point. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think is a crazy culture shock that you experienced in the Philippines or somewhere else. I'm happy to read all of your comments and reply to them, and I'll see you guys next time on What's Up Philippines! Bye bye!